this summer's current true crime, this is the retrial of Karen Reed. So the case centers around the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe, who was found dead in the snow outside a fellow officer's home in Canton, Massachusetts on January 29th, 2022. So Karen Reed was O'Keefe's girlfriend and claimed she had dropped him off at a party at that other officer's house the night before and later found him unresponsive in the snow the next morning. So these guys had all gone out drinking. These two couples plus the friends.
Is that him in uniform?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So John O'Keefe and his girlfriend Karen Reed went out with friends, which are the other officers, for a night of drinking.
She's not a cop.
No, I don't think so.
He is in the other cop.
He is, yes. Okay. And the other guy's a cop whose house he was found outside.
Following.
So they all went out for drinking. They were fighting. And there's voicemails where she left him about, like, you know, I hate you, this, that, the other thing, blah, blah, blah. And then, when she dropped him off, prosecutors are arguing that allegedly Reed, after a night of heavy drinking and arguing with O'Keefe, struck him with her SUV while making a 3-point turn, backing out of the driveway, causing fatal injuries, and then leaving the scene.
Who said that? Who said this?
The prosecution.
Okay.
That's so they're
finding Kelly. She tries to balance and hits him with her car.
Yes. So
right outside the friend's house.
So huh?
Right outside the friend's house.
Right outside the friend's house.
Okay. Who's the cop?
Who's a cop?
Oh God.
Okay. She was later charged with second-degree murder, manslaughter while operating under the influence, and leaving the scene of personal injury and death. Her defense team maintains that she is being framed as part of a police cover-up to protect those who were inside the house, arguing that O'Keefe was beaten and attacked by a dog and then left outside to die.
Yeah, go, Brandon, go.
No, just like, is there confirmation that he was at the party?
I don't know. So that's what's really hard. I read a lot about the first trial and the second trial, and there are a lot of questions that aren't answered yet. It's really weird.
So I feel like that's the main one, because like if he was seen at the party, then she didn't hit him when she dropped him off, because it would be when she dropped him off that she hit him, right?
Right, because she left. She went home.
But if they said I never saw him at the party, then it's kind of pretty conclusive that he never made it inside.
Let me get there.
All
so
right.
the first trial ended in 2024. The first trial ended in a mistrial after a hung jury. They were split. They couldn't decide. They all agreed, actually, that to just take off 2 of the counts. I don't know which ones they were.
Okay.
But I think the manslaughter one they wanted to keep it was a mistrial because there was conflicting forensic evidence, alleged investigative misconduct, and explosive testimony, and a possible conspiracy. One of the officers that was like investigating got fired, let go, this whole thing. So now I want to read you this part. So this is the part that I've focused on as I'm listening to it. So the retrial started, and it got really interesting yesterday or the day before because Brennan was the attorney, and he was interviewing this expert on the dog bite. Like, could a dog have done this? Blah blah blah. And it was just Twitter was blowing up about it. So really quick. So the medical examiner also testified, who took the autopsy to the witness stand, described his injuries, which were a laceration to the back of his head, right?
Probably hitting the floor.
So this is outside in the snow.
This is in front of the friend's house.
So the next morning, she's like, John never came home. She's like freaking out. And she calls the friends she was with, says, I can't find John. He didn't come home. I'm freaking out. Like, what if something happened? Like, what if he's buried in the snow, got hit by a truck because whatever. So they try to come find him, and they find him in the snow.
In front of the friend's house?
Yeah, at like 6-something in the morning.
Ugh.
And it turns out that one of the female, I don't know if she's a female officer or just a friend, there's this other woman that's involved, and she Googled on her phone. They can't decide whether she Googled it at 2:53 in the morning or at 6:50 when they found him. How long does it take to die in the cold?
So they don't know if it was like beforehand.
So the medical examiner said in her findings that she couldn't tell whether it's because of the head injury or because of hypothermia that he died.
Or maybe
both
he was, like,
could be
unconscious.
causes. She would have said hypothermia, but he has the head injury, so she can't say that. So he has the head injury with skull fracture, a cut above his right eye, abrasions on his nose, arm, and 2 black eyes, and a tiny scratch on his right knee. So
Sounds like
if
you got hit by a car.
No,
Wait,
it doesn't.
you
If
think
you
he
got
got-
hit by an SUV, there's no. So there's no injuries to his leg.
Yeah.
Where he would have gotten hit by the car.
So you're saying
his
boom,
arm
head,
is scratched
two
up.
black
His arm
eyes, back of the head.
His arm has scratches like
Sounds
this.
like you beat up.
okay. I've seen an accident where
and-
somebody's face was all black and blue and their eyes were black and blue.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
got
that's
hit,
it.
yeah.
That's my question because
Okay.
the questions they're asking in this trial, I don't why do. It's
That's the biggest question. Like, was he seen inside the house?
So I don't know what happened. I don't know if they're claiming like they didn't know. So the defense was saying that they had a fight inside the house and the dog attacked them, but the dog doesn't have a good enough jaw. So there's like bite marks and scratch marks. But how does he have two black eyes? If you fall backwards and hit your head, how do you have two black eyes and cuts?
If you get hit by a car, if you get hit by a car,
you just
who
that's
knows
blunt force trauma. That's not scratches and.
You know, I mean, think about you get hit and you roll rocks, muds, whatever, the curb, and you hit your head. Blood could rush to your eyes. You don't just have like black eyes.
There's
are
no
punched.
evidence of dirt or grass. He was found in the snow.
So
that's because I thought the same thing. And if the ground's really hard, maybe it could be frozen, and he got scratched up by like ice. So it's super. I don't know what to believe.
So let me ask you a question. Do you believe the girl?
Nah.
So I kind of believe. So here's the other thing. Karen comes to the scene. Karen comes to the scene in the morning, and allegedly, an officer heard her say, "I hit him," because she doesn't remember what happened.
Drunk?
Yeah, because she was probably drunk driving. Her blood alcohol. She was definitely drunk when she drove
The
home.
wife?
The girlfriend. Yes. So.
And she's with her boyfriend's a cop. She could do whatever.
So,
Those people are like,
especially
bitch, I'm
if
not
you're
gonna get a
angry
ticket.
and you just drive off and you think you hit something and you're like, oh, that's weird. You know, I don't think she intended to kill him. I think she really was upset. So maybe she's trying to get out of it. I do think that his injuries are inconsistent with what I would consider an accident to be. Like, if he got hit in the snow, then unless he got, like, rolled over, like, that's a really good point, rolled over, like you said, and he somehow got those scratches. But it, like, doesn't make sense. The fight doesn't really make sense either because they can't verify the dog marks or anything like that, even though there's, like, and there's no evidence being presented in trial either. It's everybody's just testimony. And the officers, one of the officers got
cops.
One
They're
of them
gonna
got
stick up
caught.
for each other.
One of them got caught lying. And so
About?
this time she said the truth. There was one that the prosecutor got fired. Not prosecutor, excuse me. One of the officers got fired, let go. So he's no longer involved in the case. Maybe because it went wrong. I don't know how that works. Maybe it was retaliatory. I don't really know. So it's very weird. So, and the fact that the other woman Googled possibly at 2:50 something in the morning when it happened. How long does it take to die in the cold?
one that
is
was at the
also
house?
really
Yeah.
it's very suspicious.
So let's break this down. Either they were fighting, she was trying to leave, he got in the way, and she ran his ass over.
Yeah.
That could be another possibility. And she left, right? And the cops in the house, because think about it, if you're cops and that's your friend and you witness that, you're a cop. You call your boys, 911. Get here, go get her. This is what happened.
So,
What did they? Because here's my two scenarios. She did that. They had no idea.
They must have had no idea because they're inside partying. Like, they're supposed to come back there after the bar. They're fighting outside. She drives off. Maybe he's dead in the snow for a bunch of hours.
Because if it's not the car hitting, truck or whatever hitting him, how can you explain two black eyes? It's not like she was punching him, and it's not like cops in the house got into a big fight with him for fighting with her, and then here's my question.
Another car?
Here's my question. Do you think it's possible that him being drunk, her being drunk, she leaves, they're mad at him for fighting with his girlfriend, and somebody fights him and beats the shit out of him, and he hits his head or something on the curb and
accident.
dies, and they're like, oh shit, we got to cover this up. Blame her? Oh, fuck, that might be another angle.
So what else is weird is they helped her find him, which they would have had to do if they were trying to frame her for it.
Find him
it's really weird.
Is this a city
case.
where if he got hit outside the house, find him what? He's just laying in the front of the yard with snow fell on him?
Well, yeah, so I guess they were texting. And then apparently somebody on Twitter, I wish Twitter would solve this for me because it's driving me nuts. I have no idea whether she's right or they're right or
But
what
why
happened.
don't we know if he
'Cause-
showed up at the house, though? That's
So, like-
so weird.
Then maybe like it just wasn't in any of the articles I read a huge timeline like from the New York Times. Like I read so many articles and like that's not something that's like discussed. So I'm assuming that it's just he never got inside.
Yeah.
They're saying he never got inside,
Right.
which would help their story if they're trying to frame her. Well, oh, he never came inside. She'd be like, oh, well, I dropped him off. He probably went inside, got in a fight, and then they kicked him out. You know, so
Yeah.
because there might not ever be a way to prove that part. Unless there's like cell phones involved or whatever. And then they were like tracking the point to when his like cell phone stopped to when she sent her last text, and it was really, really weird. It's all very weird and nothing, but that's what's so frustrating about this trial and why the internet is so divided. Especially yesterday because the prosecution was all over the place. But
I think it's
everybody's
unlikely
either
that cops like colluded to do that because I mean I don't know, like wouldn't you be paranoid or like worried about, like, it just doesn't seem like a likely thing. Like I
don't
can even
think
see
so
I
either.
can even see
I don't
another
think
car
so
hitting him,
either.
like not her.
So I agree with you. I think it would be a stupid thing for them to do. But I also think it would be like his injuries don't seem to be very matching with like a car, like being hit by a car. But
I feel like it's not
that
super
could-
predictable. Like you can't say
Right.
like this looks like
That's
a
a good
car
point.
crash injury. Like any crazy thing could happen.
yeah. So it's literally blowing my mind because but they can't prove it. They're doing the retrial now. So I really want to know what's gonna happen. I want justice for John O'Keefe, regardless. And it's just really interesting, especially in today's day and age, and we're talking about technology and this tracking and all this
and
stuff.
It's all
like,
and here's my thing too. It's cops.
Yeah.
A fellow one of your cops is dead outside of your house. Wouldn't you? Like, I find it hard to believe that. I mean, I said the
and
fighting.
there's video of the car backing up and everything. I think,
What do you mean?
or they tried to
her
reenact it as
her
well.
leaving
The
and her-
3-point turn.
But bro, here's
and
the
it was
thing.
very close to another
Anytime
car.
you hear argument in the relation, and then somebody's dead,
And woman driving.
it's her. Like, it's 95% of the chance it's her. Just like what was that documentary that came out? The Colorado father was cheating on his wife. He kills her and kills the babies and puts them in these long oil tubes.
Ooh.
Oh, American Nightmare, whatever the hell. They're like, were you fighting with your wife? It's like, yeah, we got a disagreement. Boom. Right then and there, you're like, you're the main suspect.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
like the not Casey Anthony. Who was it? Casey Anthony?
Yeah.
Were you guys fighting? Yeah, we were having our problems. It's you.
Mm-hmm.
It's you.
I'm inclined to think that it was an accident that she doesn't really remember. So she's in denial about the whole thing. And so this is her defense so that she doesn't have to go to jail and have anything happen to her. That's what I'm inclined to believe based on the limited presented to me. So it's just weird.
That's very, very weird.
Yeah.
So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.